Hello everybody, it's me Heather, and today I have a first impression of the new Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. So this is supposed to be for normal to oily skin. I have pretty normal skin. I'm not excessively oily or dry, pretty well balanced. I do get the occasional blemishes, as you can see, so I'm always looking for a foundation that has a medium to full coverage, and I don't know if that has this, but normal to oily says matte and poreless. I got mine in the shade, what shade did I get? 228 Soft Tan. And it says on the back here that this is supposed to mattify and refine pores, matches natural tone, natural seamless finish. So we shall see. So my face is already cleansed and moisturized. I always wear a primer with foundation, so I'm going to actually just use the CoverGirl Outlast All Day Primer. I actually really like this primer. It's new at the drugstore. It's a water-based, oil-free primer, which is perfect for this since it's supposed to be a mattifying, pore minimizing foundation. So I think these two will probably play quite nicely together. Since this is a drugstore foundation, I'm going to make the assumption that the majority of you are probably going to apply this type of foundation using just your fingers, not using any kind of special brushes or tools. Of course, you can if you want to, but I'm just going to go ahead and go in with my fingers. I'm going to give this a good shake since it's my first time opening it up. All right, no pump, which is always kind of a bummer. The consistency is pretty nice. It's not too runny, but not too thick. As you can see, it's a little bit liquidy. And I'm just going to pick that up on my finger, and I'm just going to dot that on and blend it out. I have to admit, this has pretty decent coverage. On camera, it might look like it's covering a lot more than it is. In person, I can still see a lot of my blemishes, past acne scars through the foundation. The color match on me is pretty good. It has a slightly dewy touch, but at the same time it sets kind of fast, but not to where it feels like it's unforgiving. It did blend out quite nicely, quite quickly, quite evenly. Doesn't feel greasy, but it is oil-free, so it shouldn't feel greasy. So far I like it. I'm going to go ahead and apply a second layer to see if this is buildable, see if we can get a little bit more coverage on these blemishes, and just to see if it starts to ball up or get patchy or uneven. So again, the color match on me is not too bad. It is a little dark, just a little, like maybe half a shade, one shade, a little deeper than what I should be wearing. So I'm going to have to see if this oxidizes throughout the day and gets even darker, and then if I really have like a darker face than the rest of my hands and neck and chest, we'll see how that goes. Upon applying a second layer though, it really didn't seem to build up the foundation a whole lot. I'm still really seeing a lot of the blemishes through the makeup. So you're better off just going with one good layer. It doesn't really look like adding a second layer is really going to be all that beneficial. Just puts more product on your face. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, and with editing magic, I'll be back in a swipe with my full face done, and I'll talk a little bit more about the foundation. So I went ahead and finished the rest of my makeup, and the foundation is okay from what I can tell. I have not applied any powder, so it has actually pretty much for the most part settled down to a really comfortable matte finish. It's not too tight. It's, you know, just, it feels nice. Again, I'm not crazy about the amount of coverage. I would like a little bit more coverage, although I feel like the coverage actually got a little better as it dried down more. It doesn't really seem to be patchy or uneven, But still, this is just the type of foundation I don't see myself grabbing for every day. It's just so mediocre. And the color match may look okay on camera because of the lighting, but whenever I see myself in like regular artificial lighting, like lighting in my bathroom or, you know, I'm looking kind of orange. So it doesn't seem like it's really oxidized as per se, but it just seems like there's an orange cast to this foundation. So maybe I just need to go a shade lighter or half a shade lighter. But yeah, it's just not a foundation I really see myself grabbing for every day. Although it did do a nice job of, I do have very prominent pores on my cheeks, and looking in the mirror, I still see them, but they do, it does give a slight, very, very, very slight blurring effect. Like it does kind of somehow like give it that slightly minimized look so the pores aren't as prominent. And as you can see, it is leaving a nice healthy sheen on the skin. I do have highlighter on in some key areas, but overall, so it's a pretty average foundation. If you're just looking for something average, something medium coverage, not too heavy, nice and lightweight, something that you can go without powdering, it looks like, because it is for people that have oily skin. So if you have oily skin, you're probably still going to need to add powder throughout the day, but just on my normal complexion, I did not need to follow up with a setting powder, which was nice. Again, doesn't give as much coverage as I like, so I could definitely use some concealer under the eyes and in areas where I have some blemishes that I would like to cover up more. So, not bad, not great, worth a try. All right. I hope this review was, or this first impression slash review was helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments. This does not have any sunscreen in it. It has a slight scent, but the scent goes away very quickly. It's just that kind of very slight chemical, but not overwhelmingly so. It's not annoyingly so. You really don't notice it after you apply it. It goes away pretty quickly. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I really don't have much to say about it. All right, that is it. Go ahead and leave your questions and comments down below. If you're not a subscriber, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. So next time I upload a video, I'll show up in your subscription feed. And go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.